Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone watching from home. Welcome back to the US World Cup 2023 finals. We're here for a sort of lighthearted break from the action we've been seeing in this finals weekend. Canada and the Philippines eliminated USA and Germany in the top four, fighting for the last spot in top three. And of course, South Korea securing a spot in the grand finals with winner's bracket advantage over Australia, awaiting the winner of USA-Germany in the loser's bracket. Instead of the action-packed matches with super high stakes that we've been watching so far in the finals weekend, we have a more lighthearted show match between some of the eliminated players, a sort of all-stars match of the players who were unable to make it to the stage with the rest of their team. I'm Dio. I'm joined for this show match with Miles. Good morning.
Good morning, Dio. It seems like we're always put together for these show matches. I mean, like we did Vaxei Malashevsky like 6 months ago. Now we're here on the OWC All-Stars match. So we've got a couple teams that have been formulated for your viewing experience. We've got Lucrece, Akolabed, Scylla, Sigi, Suntan, Freezed, Intercamping, and Mbappe up against Ekoro, Kurochi, Ciccone, Mustache, Nineric, Reedcat, Arj, and Kingling. I think this should be a pretty good match.
Yeah, I think these teams are pretty well balanced, generally speaking. You have a good speed roster on both teams. You have pretty good hidden on both teams, pretty good hard rock on both teams. And I think a lot of no-mod comfort for very many of the players on both of these teams. Couple of national duos as well, right? Arj Kurochi on the side of Team Blue, for example. A bit of national rivalry between Ekoro and Mbappe for maybe. So we'll see how this matchup goes. I'm really interested to see if we can get some of the maps that haven't been picked yet in this show match. Stuff like the No Mod 1, No Mod 2, stuff like the. Actually, I think all the double times have been picked already. So then stuff like the Free Mod 1, Free Mod 2, I think those are the only three maps that we have not seen yet. And of course, on the finals pool, everyone is hoping for a tiebreaker. So we'll be rooting for that in the meantime while we make sure that everything is set up. We're on best of 13 here in the finals. I'm not sure what these teams are going to ban, honestly. Although, actually, it's a show match. I forgot. No bans. As it were with the playtester show match last weekend. No bans for the eliminated players show match this weekend. So hopefully we can get those three maps that haven't been picked yet into this matchup.
I also feel like since last week, we really haven't seen much HR2. I don't know if HR2 is picked in South Korea versus Australia. It was. Okay, I didn't watch that match, so I wouldn't know. But that would be the only time HR2 has been picked in the last 2 weeks between finals and semis so far. So I personally want to see that map be played live. Looks like we've got some rolls coming out. Lucrece going to roll 12. And I think Ekoro is the captain of blue team, so going to be awaiting his roll. Or Ciccone.
Apparently Ciccone rolling for them, so stand-in captain there for the blue team. All-Stars blue, All-Stars red. Official team names for this one. And it is going to be the win for Team Blue on the rolls. I think, if I had to guess, just based off of the lineups, we might see some of the speed maps get picked up by Team Blue, and some of the hiddens and hard rocks, for example, picked up by Team Red. I think they have a pretty good mod team comp for Team Red, with players like Suntan Intercamping on the roster. And I think you look at any of the players on Team Red and you kind of point out a mod specialty for those players, right?
Yeah, like Scylla on the hidden, Intercamping on the hard rock, Sigi on the no mod. Like, they've kind of got everything there when it comes to free mod. But when it comes to Team Blue, I'm going to agree with you with the speed picks. Probably going to be best option for them. But it looks like Blue is going to be opting for second pick, so Red Team going to be on the board first for their pick. Now, for the content, since this is a content show match, surely they pick Freedom Dive, right?
Surely they pick Freedom Dive. Surely we first pick Freedom Dive here. I mean, hey, we just talked about Team Red as maybe being the free mod team, right? Although I do think Team Blue is probably a little bit better on the speed with players like Nineric Chaconi on the roster, for example. So maybe we'll see them pick into Freedom Dive for second pick. In the meantime, I'm hoping for one of Free Mod 1, Free Mod 2 to get picked up, as, again, we haven't seen those maps. Free Mod 1, of course, just your kind of basic aim consistency. Free Mod 2, a little bit more spicy with lots of wide angle, awkward jumps, a little bit higher BPM on that map as well. And, of course, Free Mod 2, also one of the OS originals this weekend. Would be a shame if that song goes unpicked after having been commissioned from Rohi. So really hoping to see that get picked up here, just to make sure that we do see all of the originals, including Nomad 2 as well. That's the other original that has not yet been picked. And I think Nomad 1 actually has not been picked as well. So those are 3 originals that have not been picked so far this weekend.
That's actually really unlucky. I didn't realize that all 3 of those maps were OS originals. But yeah, that Nomad 2 has just been so like difficult, I think, to pick into. Yeah, and it's gonna be a DT4 first pick coming out of Red Team. So Switched on Lotus, another classic coming out, gonna be the first map pick. This map, very difficult alt patterns, very difficult, honestly, slider map. Some of the slider ends on this are nigh impossible to hit even if you're aiming it properly.
This is one of my favorite maps, just straight up. This is a great map. I'm really happy that this stayed in the pool, although there was a little bit of wavering back and forth on exactly what we were going to go with in this slot from the map pulling team. This is alt-style aim control, like 176-ish BPM after doing the conversion, right? 0 bursts in the map, so it plays more like 115 BPM on Nomad than it does 230. And so on DT, it is around like 175, 176 BPM, somewhere around there. This is just a Kirby Mix classic, right? Like, if you played one Kirby Mix map, you kind of know what you're in for with this map. Really, really iconic sorts of stream patterning that feels really, really good to play and looks extremely, extremely hard in comparison. I feel like this map is way more comfortable than it looks at first glance. But it's really, really fun to play, and a lot of these patterns are very, very satisfying from a player standpoint. And here we go into the first map here with the DT4 first pick for Team Red. Of course, not a speed DT here, so not at all surprising to see them pick into this first. A couple misses come out from both sides. Intercambing still holding on to the 1FC in the lobby. Mustache and Kolibed not too far behind right now.
This map, I think, is probably one of the more accessible ones in the pool. And as Dio mentioned, I think this is the type of map where I think anyone in this chat can just go boot this up with DT no fail, even if you're lower ranked, and probably have a pretty good time with it. So definitely a pleasure to play, seeing lots more breaks. Karochi finding a drop right after the break, but joined by a Kolibed and Kingling. But it is going to be Intercamping and Scylla running out with the big combos right now, with about a 55k lead in their favor as continued breaks come out from the side of All Stars Blue.
Mustache as well with a pretty big combo for All Stars Blue at the moment. Unfortunately, not going to matter as Intercamping still has the full combo, and Skilla not too far behind him there with 350 or so on the board. And this is exactly why you bring in these players into the finals weekend, right? Their teams might be eliminated, but these are players who are more than good enough to play at the finals level. Even with that break from Intercamping and Skilla, this is actually now looking pretty good for All Stars Blue. Mustache Kurochi holding on to a really big combo. It's just Lucrece for All Stars Red, and those 2 breaks from Intercamping Skilla really mattering here. Sorry, Faker Camping Skilla. As Mustache popping off on this. Oh
no!
I'm sorry, bro.
The reverse slider catching out Mustache. But yeah, on that Scylla break, his accuracy also went way down into the dumps, all the way down at 94.5 now. That really tanked his score. But the lead's still going to be out at 85k for All Stars Red, especially with that break from Mustache, because now they're going to be able to hold on to that lead. But with the breaks from Lucrece and Akolabet, it's actually going to be the combos from the backing members of All Stars Blue to start to take over. Mustache, Kurochi, Nineric, and Kingling all on some semblance of combo. And they're going to start to run away with this lead. They take it right now at the end. And it's only the really difficult ending patterns to contend with.
And it's basically a 4-way reset as well for All-Stars Red. Skilla broke right before the end, or before the break there, excuse me. And Faker Kambing breaking right after the break. So this is just uncontested combo from All-Stars Blue. Mustache left alone now with a couple breaks from the rest of the roster to match a Colibed's combo and keep this on their side. And this guy's going to top score the map, actually. First pick for Team Red, not going the way they would have hoped. He hits the back and forth linear streams as well. Intercamming with Colibed also hitting those alongside Kirochi. Really, really impressive ending here from both of the teams, but Mustache, man, top scoring the map for the lobby. Really, really well done. We talk about players from Team Poland to watch out for. It's kind of a lot of conversation focused around Malashevsky, around Nahus, around Rafal as of recent in this OWC as well. And Mustache kind of flies under the radar for a lot of people, but this guy is quietly really, really good at the sorts of maps that he is in for. This is a great example of that.
Yeah, one missing switched on Lotus with DT in the show match, hitting the whole ending. The Polish Mountain may be eliminated from the tournament, but in the show match, it does live on. Mustache taking that point virtually on his own. But now pick goes back to All-Stars Blue, and they're going to go for Nomad 4, one of the hardest maps in this map pool, and not really what we expected them to think. We thought them to go really into the DT pool in this matchup, but going to be picking that full screen slider aim that has caught out so many of the top tier tourney players this weekend. And we're going to see some more members enter the lobby for the show match. We see Ikoro and Ciccone and Arj take spots in the lobby, while we see mostly the same 4 players on All-Stars Red for now.
I think this roster for All-Stars Red is fine for this sort of map. Like, I don't know who you would sub in for this map. Maybe you see a player like Sigi come in for the side of All-Stars Red. I would not be surprised at all to see Sigi come in for this, but I think it's you sub out like one player for Sigi and that's it. I don't really see Suntan, Freezed, or Mbappe coming in for this. So I like the roster from All-Stars Red, and from All-Stars Blue, I think this roster is also very, very good. Ikoro, obviously, very, very good aim control player and tech player. Same goes for Ciccone. Made a name for himself on the speed and double time, but also very, very good on Nomad and Gimmick and Tech. It's part of the reason why the Russia roster this year was so good on those skill sets, is because of that extra specialization of so many of their all-rounder members into that sort of thing as well. So not at all surprised there. And same for Kirochi and Arj, of course, two of the MVPs for Team Italy this year. And Arj in particular, kind of the Nomad warrior for that team. Very, very good at all things Nomad, as long as they're not speed.
Arj, my fellow Shake man, I've got to root for his success. But yeah, Ciccone, I mean, I feel like outside of these like tournaments where I've really known him for his speed, he's also been such a top tier 1v1 player. I think one of the Charlie's tournaments getting second, if I'm not mistaken, and also going pretty far in Corsair's close. So he's definitely suited to be an all-rounder, even at the top level. Yeah, we are seeing already why this map is one of the hardest ones this weekend. So many players finding some early drops. Ciccone, Ikoro, Akolibed, and Scylla finding an early drop, but still 4 FCs on the board for now. As we get into some of the streams, we're going to see some more drops. Kirochi going down as well. So it's only Arj on the side of All-Stars Blue. Well, honestly, 4 big combos still remaining on All-Stars Red, except for that break from Lucrece.
There goes Skill and Lucrece once again. It's Faker Kambing and Colibed to hold on to the combos for Team Red, and it is going to be enough. No big combos on the side of All-Stars Blue, but that's a 4-way reset now for Team Red, and there goes the score back over to Blue Team. Ikoro and Ciccone holding alongside Kirochi, actually. Ikoro and Ciccone both breaking. All the combo in the lobby is now on Kirochi and Arj, the only 2 players above 100 combo until just now, with Intercambing coming back up over that margin. You know, have we said this map is hard? Because this map is pretty hard.
Dude, I was talking about the sliders on Twitch on Lotus being nigh impossible to hit. Well, these ones are actually impossible to hit the slider ends on. And it's Kirochi actually going insane on this. 96%, by the way. That is the best in the lobby by like 4%. What are you doing, Kirochi?
Yeah, only Intercamming is close at 94. Everyone else is like 92 or below. Arj and Skilla finally above 93 there on the accuracy. So 96.5, really, really good for Kirochi. Finally the drop to come through. But big combo held for Chaconi and Arj as well here. And I think the overall act kind of in favor of All Stars Blue because of Kirochi's high accuracy there, alongside the bottom row being able to be near that 93% mark. And this is just this is just some demon from this map, honestly. Like, what can you do when the map is this ridiculous? It kind of puts into perspective some of the scores that we've seen this weekend. I mean, we've seen some incredible scores on this map this weekend overall, to the point where, 400K would be one of the lower scores in the lobby. But this should really put in perspective just how hard this map is. There are some maps in this pool that are relatively accessible and that are playable, I think, for a majority of the players in the finals weekend, so long as you have kind of the basic skill requirement for them, like the DT4. And then there's maps like this, where they are just straight up really, really hard and very, very niche, and you can only really play them if you're extremely good at the demanding skill set from that map.
And that is a 1 miss, 96% from Kirochi, and I think this is a map where you have a really good example of why accuracy matters so much in Score V2, because you have no mod multiplier on this, and people are missing a lot. They're also missing a lot of slider ends. So when someone actually gets a decent accuracy, you can really notice their score being so much higher. Kirochi getting that around 480k, being a lot higher than most of the other people in the lobby. And there's the no mod 1. Those original finally getting picked by Team All-Stars Red to respond to that early breakpoint from All-Stars Blue, which has been consolidated. Yeah, this is no normal Nomad 1. AR 8.2, CS 5.2. Most people would be comfortable seeing this type of map in the free mod pool as your anti-mod map, but we decided Nomad 1.
Yeah, this was one that kind of got moved around. We were originally going to have an aim map in Nomad 1, and then some things happened for the free mod pool, and this got moved up into Nomad instead. So you get the low approach rate, high circle size Nomad pick instead of an anti-mod pick. Does make for a couple of interesting dynamics. You can no longer overmod the hard rock on something like this if you have a team that prefers that hard rock, for example. And in the free mod pool, we now actually have 2 separate aim maps in the free mod 1, free mod 2. So it's definitely something to watch out for, is the kind of difference between just no mod aim consistency and free mod aim consistency. I think some teams tend to be better at no mod versus free mod. So it's one of the interesting consequences of a pool where we don't care what slot the maps are actually in, so long as the whole pool is balanced around the skill sets. And this is one of them, where you just no longer have the ability to mod hard rock on something like this. You have to go low approach rate. This song by Asaka, it's Kagutsuchi. This was a really cool one. I like the song a lot. Very good map by Nymph. And we're going to see some of that really high star rating anti-mod low approach rate here in the Nomad 1 slot.
And to add on to the pooling discourse, I think one way that I think the viewers can look at it in a really accessible way is if you see a type of map that you don't usually recognize in the slot, like the No Mod 1 being something you would know as a free mod 2, you just look for the type of pick that you're missing somewhere else and see if it's there instead. So you see that free mod 2, you see that's an aim map, you see the free mod 1 aim map as well, actually. And
the free mod 1 aim map is the true No Mod 1.
Yeah, that is the actual No Mod 1. So just try and search for that aim map elsewhere. But yep, gonna see the exact same roster for All-Stars Red again. Same for all 3 maps so far. As we're gonna see Mustache and Ninarik actually coming in for the low AR picks. I think neither of those players necessarily known for their low AR, but still capable at it. To see players getting into these difficult aim control patterns very quickly, seeing lots of breaks on them actually, most of the lobby going down. I think lots of people would look at Akoro on All-Stars Blue to be maybe the main player in the lobby at this, but right now it's actually Mustache once again to hold on to the 200 combo out of the start, making up most of the lead all on his own.
Yeah, I've watched Mustache in tournament for the better part of 3 years now. He participated in a tournament I hosted that was a 1v1 back in 2020 and had a pretty good run there. And I had never heard of him before, so I was very surprised to see this Polish player I had never heard of doing so well in this tournament against players like Digital Hypno back in 2020, for example. And now he is quietly just really, really good at tournaments. This guy is just
gaming.
He's gaming. He's really, really good now. So it's been very cool to see him continually get better and better in tournaments throughout the years. Does finally find the drop, of course. You talk about somebody long enough as a caster, they will find a miss. So time to talk about intercamming and Lucrece instead, although we do want to see Team Red win a point here, keep us a little bit even in this match. So we don't, well, I'm sorry.
Goodbye.
I'm sorry, bro.
It is so over. Yeah, now Team Blue with 4 combos up against only 1 from Scylla on Team Red, but 3-way break coming out of All-Stars Blue. So now Scylla with the big combo up against a Koro no longer. So now let's see if Scylla can take it back on his own. And, well, Chain misses actually setting it. Yeah, no. Everyone is breaking. This map is really difficult. It's going to be another point for All-Stars Blue, 3-0 now.
Rough start for Team Red. Hopefully we can see some fight come out of Team Blue here to get this match a little bit closer, back onto some even footing as we get an instant Hard Rock 2 pick from Team Blue afterwards. Like you said, we've seen this once in the last 2 or 3 weeks, so another Hard Rock 2 pick, very welcome here. It's a Mobium by Okabe Keiichi. Mapped by Lusky. This is another custom map, and this is, I believe, CS7 sort of alt BPM aim control in the Hard Rock pool.
Yeah, it's what some people like to call demon flow aim, and I would be inclined to agree with them. I'm not sure if everyone here follows every single big tournament, but a couple years ago in Corsairs Closed, they had a map called Bloody Rabbit that was just like basically follow point streams all the way through. I think this map I would really consider the little brother of that one, where except you also have a lot of emphasis on the aim control. So you say alt BPM, slow space streams, I think they're kind of synonymous with each other, but still it's going to be a lot of difficult flow aim in this one and lots of potential for chain misses on any player in the lobby. And we're going to see finally a player swap for Team All-Stars Red, going to be bringing in Mbappe into the lobby. Very strong Hard Rock specialist on the side of France this year.
I feel like we didn't get to see enough of Mbappe during the World Cup, so glad to see them here for the show match. And yeah, I definitely agree. Any sufficiently low BPM stream map is just an alt map, and vice versa. Any sufficiently flow aimy alt map is just a low BPM stream map. So I think this is kind of both. But the main factor for this one to watch out for is, of course, that circle size. CS 5.4 no mod for this map, so above CS7 on the Hard Rock. And well, I would say you can see that, but it's kind of hard to see exactly what size the circles are on this screen right now. So we're going to be watching out for a couple of players to maybe be a deciding factor here. Kurochi, Kingling, Mbappe, and I think Lucrece, honestly, is really, really strong on this type of stuff. And he is holding on to pretty good combo right now. I'm going to stop talking about him so we can see the red team points at some point during this match. And we'll talk about Chikoni and Eric right now, because they're holding a little bit of combo for Team Blue, helping bring this over to their side because of some of the more frequent breaks from the other members of Team Red.
Chikoni, I think, really quietly a very good aim control player, and again, need to stop talking, but I feel like he'd always go for like the half-slashed map in Hard Rock when playing 1v1s. Like, his aim control is scarily good. Also, players like Kingling, leaderboard players, typically very good at these more niche skill sets, like in the precision, but... And I just made the two of them break, so now Team All-Stars Red, no... Dude, like, this is an all-time first performance right now. Like,
this is an all-time
LeBron
from both of us, man.
LeBron 2016 NBA Finals level cursing going on here. But yep, only 27k in favor of All-Stars Blue. Slight combo advantage on all 4 of the members, actually, apart from Lucrece. But still, for Team All-Stars Red's sake, gotta root for them here. Can't go down 4-0 this early in a finals pool, because that momentum will just run away with not much of the DT even being picked yet, which we thought that All-Stars Blue had such an advantage on.
It's Kurochi and Kingling holding combo right now for All-Stars Blue. Kurochi and Kingling, such good Hard Rock players. Kingling, Hard Rock specialist for Team UK. He's actually still holding combo. I'm doing my best here, guys, for Team Red, but Kingling is just popping off right now. He's holding on to the combo through this last quarter of the map. He finally goes down on the slider break, and now it's up to Team Red to bring some of this back. Chaconi taking up the mantle for Team Blue, though, and that's going to keep most of this on their side. Team Red dropping the combos once again. It's another 4-way reset for Team Red, and Chaconi left alone in the lobby with the only combo here. Another 3-way reset for Team Blue. You mentioned Chaconi earlier, Miles, with that hard rock aim control. Have to agree, this guy's really, really strong on this sort of thing. It's, again, part of what made this Russian team this year so different from a lot of the Russian teams we've come to expect in previous years of the US World Cup. And Chaconi going to finish it out with the combo intact, a 168k score lead by the end of the map, off the back of some pretty big combos from, honestly, everyone on the side of Team Red. And Eric quietly, good ACK and good combo up at 345k or so, which is better than half the team for Team Red. Oh, there we go.
Hello. Are we alive?
We are back.
Earth from the void are the commentators.
All right, we are back. Hello, welcome back, guys.
Nomad 2.
Nomad 2. Nomad 2, we're here. OFM by Orange Gentle, mapped by Camo, 200 BPM Deathstream map with Camo-style streams, which are super high curvature, tons of changes in direction, tons of changes in spacing, very, very tricky on top of the stamina requirement. And Team Red going ahead and picking this, I think, going to be really, really fun to see exactly how well all of these players do on a map like this, as we should be getting started with the map here in just a moment. There we go. Get switched over to that. Lucrece, Freezed, Intercamming, and a Colibed in for Team Red. Arj, Mustache, Chaconi, and Ikoro for Team Blue.
Freezed coming in for All-Stars Red. I think he's a player who is just like perennially underrated. Always comes in for Team Finland and plays like one of the MVPs of the weekend, always on the first 2 weeks. So we don't typically see him playing up at the finals level, so really excited to see how he can do on a really difficult map like this Nomad 2, as we can already see the streams getting underway. People are suffering. Lucrece, Akolibed, Chaconi, and Mustache finding the breaks. It's going to be Intercamping, Freezed, Arj, and Ikoro to make it through that first set of streams. It's actually an early break from Freeze.
Yeah, Freeze SS that long stream, by the way, at the end of the intro, which is kind of obscene. Not really sure how you're supposed to do that. Arj, Ikoro holding onto these FCs right now, though, for Team Blue, and only intercamping on the FC for Team Red, with some struggles on the accuracy, though, for Intercamping and Ikoro. Arj on 99.7 ACK right now. which is disgusting. Like, I don't know how you're hacking this that well. Ard finally drops a 1 miss, is still up in the 99s right now, but no longer has the combo to back it up. Mustache and Ekoro versus Intercamping and Freeze at the moment with big combo. There goes Freeze, not able to hold on through the caster curse, and now Intercamping, Mustache, and Ekoro fighting it out here with the big combos left in the lobby. It's just Mustache now for Team Blue left alive, and that's it. This is a really, really rough map once again. This is potentially one of the hardest maps in the pool. Really, really tricky streams all throughout this map, and really high stamina requirement at the same time, so not at all surprising to see frequent breaks from lots of players. But I think if there's one player you're going to look to be really good on a map like this, it is Mustache. He's a stream player in solo, and there we go. All right, finally did it. Finally
you were going on for a while, dude. You were giving him the juice for 30 seconds, Dio. It had to happen at some point. But yeah, I'd like to see some blood trails coming out in the Twitch chat for the Polish Mountain, which is going to be moving this lobby so heavily in favor of All Stars Blue. Top scorer in the lobby once again. Mustache just beasting on this map. Only an 8th left to go, and it looks like it's already a foregone conclusion. Not any combo remaining on All Stars Red, and it is going to be a 5th straight point for Team All Stars Blue.
Yeah, 6 scores from Team Red, honestly. Like, these are some very, very good scores. 450k plus from Mustache on the big combo. We saw a 99 AC at one point in this map from Arj, who's hitting this ending, by the way. Same for Chaconi. Arj and Chaconi, the only 2 players to actually hit the full ending stream there. 97 AC at the end of the map for Arj is some pretty obscene AC. I think the next best in the lobby is 95 or so from Mustache. And from Chaconi as well. Everybody else down at the 93 mark or worse. So puts into perspective how good that 97 is from Arj. This is a really difficult map.
And I think we're seeing which team maybe prepared a little bit more for this show match. All Stars Blue 5-0, going up very quickly in this show match. Very quickly out of hand for All Stars Red, losing another breakpoint now. Team Blue going to get another pick. But I think if we got anything out of this match, if it does go over very quickly, at least we saw, I think, most of those originals that haven't been picked yet, apart from Fremont 2. Yeah, both Nomad 1 and 2.
We have not seen picked. So, yeah, Nomad 1, Nomad 2 have been picked. And every other original this weekend has been seen at some point, aside from that Fremont 2. So, looking to maybe see that one at some point here. It's gonna be Fremont 4 though, chat. Freedom Dive is here.
Yep, I actually can't believe how popular this pick has been this week, Dio. I feel like we've seen it in more matches than not, where teams just kind of gravitate towards picking this map, even though it's such a weird map to spec in Fremont, because with a lot of players who are very comfortable on AR10, it becomes a reading map because it's 222 BPM streams. It's very, very dense on AR9. Not many players in the game very comfortable on this with Hidden. A few more going to be comfortable on Nomad, but we saw teams like Canada run triple Hard Rock on this.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the players from 2011, 2012, maybe 2013, I think a little more comfortable on the AR9 death streams than more recent additions to the game. I say recent kind of in air quotes there. I think if you started playing the game in 2014 or after, you're probably not all that comfortable with this type of density on AR9, despite AR9 still being pretty popular back then as well. So you look at a lot of these players, and very few of them, I think, actually started playing the game back that early on. Probably Ekoro is going to be most comfortable on that Hidden among the players in the lobby right now. Although I don't know if we're seeing in from Ekoro. We're seeing Hidden, I'm sorry, Easy Flashlight from Ekoro. Of course.
That's something that can happen.
Obviously. I mean, why wouldn't you? Hidden from Macaulay Bed, Hidden from Neneric, and double Hard Rock from Arjun Chaconi. Hard Rock alone for Intercamping on the side of the red team. Because, of course, you go Easy Flashlight on Freedom Dive. That's just the obvious free mod combination here for Ekoro.
Oh, yeah, I was also mistaken. Apparently, this was banned in 2 out of 3 matches, but the one match it was left open, it was picked. So that might be where I got that fake statistic from. But yeah, Already seeing a lot of struggling. I think, honestly, fewer Hard Rocks than I actually expected. Only Intercambing, Chaconi, and Arj taking up the Hard Rock. We're seeing Neneric and Akoli Bed trying their best on Hidden, but Neneric actually got a really good replay on this for the showcase on Hidden. I think he got like 650k, so maybe a bit underrated at this very dense streaming skill set. But can we just look at Akoro? He just has like 320 combo on easy flashlight. Like, what is he doing? Does he have this map memorized already?
Yeah, I don't know. There's definitely a little bit of like flashlight screen cheesing going on there, but this is like what am I watching?
Like this isn't a tournament show match.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, Hard Rock players are still doing pretty well though. It's Chaconi and Intercambing with good combo at the moment for either of these teams. And that is going to favor All Stars Red. They do have a couple Nomad players who have some pretty solid combo right now. Freezed as well on 99.74 accuracy at the moment. And ask and you shall receive, I suppose. Lucreece still on the pretty good combo for Team Red though. And this may be the start of the first point for Team Red. I'm
Intercambing.
Yeah, somebody said I sounded like Fire Rage earlier. I feel like that put the fear of God into these players, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, but luckily for Team All-Stars Red, there are no combos on the side of All-Stars Blue, only Arj up at 130, and there goes Lucreece as well, so now not much combo anywhere in the lobby. Oh, okay, I was gonna mention Freeze and Akoli Bet, but they beat me to the punch. Arj and Chaconi now running ahead with any sort of combo that can be put together, but Intercambing, 3-fit.
You know, I mean, like, why speak, right? Why speak?
Yeah, like, no.
Lucreece freezed and Akali Bet on some okay combo for Team Red, but it's Chaconi and Arj, actually the two Hard Rock players with the highest combo in the lobby right now for Team Blue. We're going to get into that Death Stream section here in a moment. We saw this in Canada versus Germany, and it was almost a two-way FC on Hard Rock. If you haven't watched that match, you got to go at least watch Freedom Dive, because I really was not sure what I was seeing during this map between Canada and Germany. It was ridiculous, the kind of performance that we saw there. I believe it was Ryuke and I want to say Okinamo, but I'm not 100% on that. I might be trolling. But some ridiculous combos from Ryuke and one of the members of Team Germany who escapes my mind at the moment.
Zeitfrost got like 700 something K on the Nomad. But I remember there being two Hard Rock 850Ks.
Tim Kackner.
Yeah, Tim Kackner. Yeah, we had some really good scores on this, and I think the scores from like a lot of these other top tier tourney players in the lobby really puts into perspective just how insane those performances were in the actual match. But yeah, you know, Team Blue is sealing this one back, even with the easy flashlight. With the 100k on Akoro, they're taking it back with the 1100 combo from Chaconi, as a lot of players on All-Stars Red are really struggling with this ending. I think we're going to need to see some chain misses from the side of All-Stars Blue for Team Red to have a chance to come back in this one, because they are exploding in the lead.
I mean, here's the ending. If Chaconi hits this, they deserve the win, honestly. Like, this ending on Hard Rock is absolutely demon, and there's finally a chain miss from Chaconi. Not going to be able to hit it, but the damage is done. 160k, even with easy flashlight on Akoro. By the way, easy cuts your score in half, so this is more like 260k on easy flashlight from Akoro, 270k or so, which is really ridiculous in its own right. I mean, 270k is better than one of the Nomad scores we see in this lobby right now. This is just obscene.
And I don't even think we were operating with easy 2x multiplier. I think we were just going with like allowing easy in the show match because it's more fun that way. But Akoro, he got an A rank on easy flashlight on demand for the show match. I think that itself is very impressive, even if his combo is not too big. But still, now All-Stars Blue up at a very quick 6-0, and I think it's their pick as well.
Here's how Team Red can still win. we gotta see this go the distance, Miles. We gotta see the reverse sweep come through. Oh, there it is. We see the Fremont 2 pick. It is the pick from the red team. I actually think this is a good pick for them, besides just being one of the originals here. This is the last original that has gone unpicked through the weekend so far. Glenn Sista by Rohi, some custom background art by somebody internal to Rohi as well. Collab map by Ferry and Alden for this round. This one also had to get some buffs to be finals level material. And I think this is still a little bit on the easy side for the pool overall, so I'm looking forward to some good scores from these players.
Yeah, this map kind of feels a little bit weird in a vacuum looking at the context of this pool, because it's like, I don't know, it's right next to another AIM map that's a lot more difficult as well. So this one, we really did have to spec this one out to be a lot harder than it originally was. But still, I think it's in a pretty good spot. It's pretty unique in a sense. It's CS4, AR9, 225 BPM, so if Freedom Dive is your dense stream pick, this is going to be your dense aim pick. So we're going to be looking at some of the more strong reading players to take the hidden on this in the lobby, looking at Akoro and Scylla on each team respectively. Meanwhile, I think just about anyone else is going to be comfortable on any mod. Probably going to see some variance there.
All right, a couple other players coming in for this for Team Red. Sigi swapping back in on their side, so Lucrece, Skilla, and Akalibed going to join him there. Arj, Mustache, Ciccone, and Ekoro on Team Blue, looking to close it out 7-0 in this show match, make quick work of the other team. And Team Red looking to start up the reverse sweep. It begins here. If they're going to force the tiebreaker, they've got to start somewhere, and it's got to be on Freemod 2 here. We'll see if they're able to make it happen. 225 BPM, AR9, awkward aim. Some easy once again for Ekoro, and the full team overmod for Team Blue. Double hard rock and hidden for Mustache, Ciccone, and Arj, respectively. Meanwhile, for Team Red, just the mandatory one hard rock, one hidden for Akalibed and Skilla, respectively. Lucrece and Sigi on the no mod. I think that mod combination makes a lot of sense. This map, 225 BPM, a little bit dense, but not super challenging on the density, as you see from a lot of other AR9 mod picks at the star rating.
Yeah, not too hard on the density, unless you're a Koro who decided to put it down to AR4 to just give himself a little handicap here. Playing this map once again with the easy. One of the few easy specialists, honestly, so still going to expect him to put up an okay score, but really for the side of All-Stars Red, you want to see them get on the board here. Finally bringing in Sigi, the Mongolian warrior. First time having a team for OWC was Mongolia, so going to be able to see Sigi here on, honestly, one of his strengths, the aim consistency skill set he's been very strong on over the years.
Unfortunately, not a good start for Team Red here. Everyone missing in the intro section except for Akalibed. Mustache finally finding the drop, but there goes Akalibed as well. It's Arj and Ciccone holding the only full combos in the lobby at the moment. That is not what you want to see if you're rooting for a close match, Miles. It's already 6-0. They're already gone. Ciccone holding onto this FC right now, and that is halfway through the map. Full combo still intact for the Russian star player here on Team Blue. It is just Skilla with a little bit of combo right now for Team Red. Akalibed finding another drop. Sigi a little bit behind on the combo as well. As long as Ciccone keeps comboing, this is going to be it. He's still going strong on this, holding on to this full combo. And there's really nothing that Team Red can do. There's finally the drop from Ciccone. There is combo on Skilla alone now with that double break for Lucrece and Sigi. Can Skilla bring this back for Team Red? The hidden mod player upping that density, upping the awkwardness by quite a bit on this map, but he's able to hold on long enough to bring the score lead over to their side, and that's a quadruple miss for Team Blue. It is going to be enough at the end of the map. Skilla to carry them to a first point for Team Red.
All on his own. He was the only combo in the lobby for a while. We did see some backing combo come up from Akalibed further down, but Scylla, man, gonna be finally taking a point for the side of All-Stars Red. 665k for him, just barely being beaten out by Ciccone in a 1v1, but on a team performance level, it's going to be a point for All-Stars Red. Akora with the B rank on easy. But this is the start of the comeback. This is how All-Stars Red can still win this match.
Okay, if half their team is sight reading, let's see some mechanics picks. Let's see the free mod one. Let's see the hard rock one. Like, let's see some of those basic maps and get the sight read buff on these sorts of basic mechanics maps where sight read buff is kind of a thing.
Yeah, I think the aim picks in this pool, even if you are sight reading, are simple enough. I mean, Hidden 1 probably has some things that could catch you out in terms of sight readability, but I mean, Hard Rock 1, DT1, Fremod 1, all going to be things that are readable, but Team Blue is going to be picking the least sight readable. This is a mean pick after Luke Kreese says, brother, half of our team is sight reading, and they decide to pick Hidden 2. How mean could you get, Team Blue?
Oh my god. They tell them they're sight reading and they say, yeah, okay, AR8 time, baby. I mean, okay, as far as AR8 maps go, this one is like relatively sight readable. It does the thing and then it continues to do that thing over and over again throughout the map. So like, it's not all that bad. If you can figure out what the pattern is doing the first or second time, you can probably hit it the rest of the map as long as you've got the mechanics and basic reading skills required for this. So I don't think sight read is too awful on this, but obviously it's way more difficult than on something like Hell or Hell, where the patterns are just straightforward, super basic, right? So you're still going to be looking at this as a relatively difficult to read pick for either of these teams. Kingling, Neneric, Chaconi, and Ikoro in for Team Blue. The Kreese, Sigi, Skilla, Akolibet looks like staying in for Team Red here.
I have a feeling in my gut that this is going to be a lot of Scylla versus Ikoro on this map, but actually Ikoro going to be leaving in the lobby. We're going to see Kurochi come in instead. So that low AR specialist, after playing easy on a couple maps in a row, going to be benched on the AR8 Hidden. So maybe All Stars Red going to have an opportunity to take this one as well with, I think, on paper, a slightly more comfortable reading roster for this one.
I'll see how it goes. Hopefully these are not the players who are sight reading for All Stars Red, as you know, it's a pretty difficult map in spite of what I said earlier about the patterning being relatively consistent. These sorts of back and forth slider jumps into single taps are definitely repeated throughout the rest of the map. And the overall patterning very much focused on those sorts of back and forths rather than on perfect stack overlaps. You do see a lot of overlapping patterns, but usually they're not consecutive notes that are perfect stacked, which is usually what players tend to complain about when they talk about, you know, perfect stack reading maps being kind of unplayable in the pool, which I agree with most of the time. Early breaks here for Neneric, Chaconi, Akolibet, Luke Kreese, and Kingling as well, actually. So Kurochi, the only full combo left alive right now for Team Blue. Only Skilla for Team Red. He called out Skilla as kind of this low approach rate player for Team Red. Was the low AR specialist for Team Sweden during the course of the tournament. So good to see them come back in here and continue to pop off. Does finally find the drop. It's now Kurochi with the only big combo left in the lobby. Kurochi goes down as well. It's now Akolibet, and everybody's gone. Everybody's gone.
Yep, this map is pretty difficult, guys. Yep. I was going to say, while Kurochi was holding on, maybe Ikoro didn't actually leave the lobby, because this is a pretty good AR8 Hidden performance from Kurochi. I think a player not many think of when they think of the low approach rate Hidden specialists. But Scylla definitely one of them, who I think has been another one of those players that has really expanded his skill set this year. Really, I think when Scylla's on his game, he could really hang with some of the best in the best when it comes to even being an all-rounder. We saw him being a very high impact player in Sweden's, I think, top 16 finish? Top 12? They got top 12,
top 12 for Sweden, yeah.
Yeah, very good stuff from them.
Yeah, that was kind of a historic, like, performance for Sweden. By far the best they've ever done in the World Cup. And they did it as seed 23 in the World Cup, making top 12. So, you know, that's a team that's expected to go 1-2. Making it all the way into the semifinals weekend. So really, really good performance from Sweden in this World Cup. And Skilla continuing to show off here a little bit. 160k score lead and climbing now, above 170k at the break. Really off the back of this performance from Skilla, holding on to this big combo. Nobody above 300k on the side of Team Blue.
Oh, and never mind. Tactical reset there for Scylla. Yep. It's a map a little bit closer, but there's not really any combo anywhere to contest that 87k lead that they have accrued. So Into the last ace of the map, gonna look like All-Stars Red taking a second pick.
Let's go All-Stars Red. The comeback starts here. They're able to take a break point. They're able to put a second point on the board. Not sure if we're gonna see that continue to be the case here, but you know, some success on the 3-mod 2, some success on the hidden 2 here as well. Maybe we see them opt into that 3-mod 1, one of those more basic mechanics maps, and see some of those sight reading players do a little bit better where the map itself allows for sight reads.
Yep. So now the second point on their trail to the greatest TB comeback ever has been achieved. Now 6-2, still in favors of All-Star Blue, but All-Stars Red now with the next pick. And here's how All-Stars Red can still win this match. I've actually got nothing. Fremont won, right?
I mean, let's see some mechanics maps. No, like let's go see some basic mechanics maps here. Here's how All Stars Red can still win. Let's pick some basic mechanics maps and see where that leads us. Again, free mod 2, hidden 2, the only wins for this team so far. There's no low approach rate left in the pool, so I think you probably want to run with the relatively mechanics-focused maps. Chaconi talking about DT1 in chat there. I'm not sure exactly what he's saying about Double Time 1, but probably something good. It's Puppet in the Dark. The song's a banger. Map's a banger. It's a classic as well. I do think we'll probably see it at some point during this match. It's a relatively popular song, relatively popular map. I think a lot of players are probably not going to have to sight read something like that because nearly everyone has played that map. If you've been around long enough, ranked in 2015 and really, really good overall map. Used to be seeing play as tournament tiebreakers in some of the lower ranked tournaments in the game.
Hey, I mean, in 2017, I remember a specific tournament where I played it as a tiebreaker in no mod in group stage, and I think I've seen it, but yeah, it's a pretty much like a mid 5-star aim map, which we're starting to see a lot more common as DT1s in these high tier tournaments. But it's going to be the No Mod 3 pick coming out. So the Awkward Aim Alt custom map going to be coming out.
Yeah, this one a little bit different from stuff like the Hard Rock 2 that we've seen, for example. Far less focused on low aim and a little bit more focused on that snap aim. Much more modern alt take on No Sankyu by Nanahoshi Kangen Gakudan. This is a pedal custom map, 282 BPM, so about 140 BPM alt if you're doing the quote-unquote conversion. I don't know, not a lot to add about this. This is like standard pedal alt mapping with mostly snap aim and a little bit of flying in the map.
Yeah, during the showcase, I called this the big brother of Pedal's alt map from last year, Dance in the Game, where it really is, because stylistically a lot of the jumps are very similar, just much higher star rating now at 7.2.
Looks like we're seeing a pretty similar roster from Team Red once again. Actually, Mbappe coming in for a Kolibed. So Lucrece, Sigi, and Skilla to stay in alongside Mbappe. Kingling, Neneric, Arj, and Kirochi in for All-Stars Blue. So Chaconi subbing out there. It looks like just for Arj, I think. And that's going to be the rosters for both of these teams. Start command is out. Can Team Red continue the comeback, or will Team Blue finally close it out 7-2 in this match? We're about to see. I think you're probably looking at Lucrece and Sigi for this sort of map, although Skilla also, I mean, a really good all-rounder. Again, part of the reason why Team Sweden was able to get as far as they did was due to how good Skilla has become over the last year or two in tournaments.
This map is a long one, 3 minutes, 35 seconds, so you'll really be relying on those players who can manage to chain together about a 1k combo or higher. That's really where you're going to be making impact in this map. And I think all these players have the skill set in their arsenal to do so, so you're going to see who manages to convert on the day. Going to be some early misses from Neneric and Mbappe as well.
Yeah, Skilla and Arch trading once more for either of these teams. So it's Lucrece, Sigi, Kingling, Kirochi holding on a combo into the first PI time. There goes Lucrece. So just Sigi now for the red team. Kingling and Kirochi holding on to these full combos still intact. 99 act for Kirochi, and there goes Kingling. So it's just Kirochi and Sigi. 99 act on the full combos. And there goes Kirochi now. All the combo on the side of Team Red. A little bit of recovered combo here for Neneric, but that full combo still intact for Sigi is going to do more work and slowly bring that score lead back over to the red team side. Called 1,000 combo is the point where you start to really make an impact in this match. Sigi getting a little bit closer to that now, up near that 700 combo mark, not quite into the second PI time yet.
Yep, this is another one of Sigi's main skill sets. That no-mod ult is something that he's reliably picked for so long, and we're pretty much seeing why right here. He's putting on a masterclass right now into the second chorus, still holding on to that FC. 830 combo, highest in the lobby by far. Some combos coming back for the side of All-Stars Blue, but they are falling one by one. Only Arj and Kirochi to hold up against the three-way big combo from Sigi, Lucrece, and Scylla. And Arj breaks as well, so this lead is now going to go very quickly in their favor. But Sigi and Mbappe finding the drop, so it's only Scylla and Lucrece to bring it forward. But only Kirochi really opposing them, still going to be trending towards their favor.
No longer, though, as Lucrece finds the drop there after that second PI time. It's Scylla versus Kirochi with a pretty much identical combo at the moment. Better accuracy for Kirochi, so a little bit more score going the way of Team Blue as well. Pretty much the same supporting combos for both of these teams. If anything, a little bit of advantage for Team Blue, and now a bigger advantage is Sigi finding the drop there. Neneric will trade, but that's not the combo you need to trade it out. It's Kirochi or Kingling to drop here for Team Blue, as they're the ones bringing this combo and this score over to the side of Team Blue. Further drops from Sigi and Mbappe not going to help the case here in the breakdown section of the song. Can Kirochi continue to hold and bring this over to Team Blue? Can Scylla continue to stave off the start of advance? Kingling finally drops. It's Scylla and Kirochi just popping off here. 1K combo for both of them. Still holding through the jump section. Kirochi breaks to the end of it on the linear triple, and now it's all Scylla. He's holding for Team Red. This is the kind of comeback you want to see. Actually extremely close on this map as Scylla pulling out the big score here for the team. Mbappe struggling a little bit on this, but honestly, it's not going to matter all that much. You have Sigi, you have Lucrece on the good supporting scores there for Scylla. And even with a little bit more combo on the side of Kirochi, it's a 100,000 score lead. Not going to be enough time here at the end of the map. And that is going to be a third point in a row for the red team.
Yep, Scylla, man, in that middle portion of the map, taking over the lobby, 524k and climbing at the ending. And it's going to be a third point straight for Team All-Stars Red. So now, starting to look a little more doable. Only 3 points behind the blue team. And that one was the team effort. Lucrece, Sigi, and Scylla all above 400k. Up against only Kirochi, getting that 536k. Actually, the top score in the lobby. But not going to be able to do it for All-Stars Blue, so now... Oh, very quick DT1 pick coming out, though. One of the Osu classics, as we were talking about earlier. Puppet in the Dark. Such a classic.
Yeah, they were talking about this in chat. Chiconi, I think, asking Lucrece to pick this on their last pick. So, not surprising to see this come out pretty much instantly after the map is over. 6 minutes and 23 seconds before double time. So, extremely consistency focused. This is a relatively long intro section of about a minute or so. And that 300 or so free combo is pretty good to start off the scores for a lot of players before you get into the more difficult jump sections and a little bit of a stream section about 2/3 of the way into the map. This is one of those songs that's just kind of atmospheric, I want to say. Like, does a very good job of building tension, building hype, and rewarding it at crucial moments during the song in those PI times. And yeah, the PI times are definitely harder than a lot of the rest of the map, but there's so many of them and the map is so long that it feels still very, very balanced. If you don't have the consistency, the full combo in the easy sections, hitting the ki times means nothing. And if you don't have the skill cap for those ki times, then you're never really getting above 500 to 700 combo in this map. So players rewarded both for the skill cap and consistency on a map like this. It is, of course, AR 10.3 as well, and about 256, 257 BPM on double time.
I feel like there's definitely a world of difference between those 400k scores and those really high scores on this map, because as you mentioned, like, pretty much everyone here is going to be able to hit the easier sections of this map, going to be able to get some sort of baseline combo. But when you're really getting your combos into the 4-digit range, that's where it's going to start to actually show who's very consistent on this type of map. And I'm seeing some pretty consistent speed players in this lobby. A Kolibed, Freeze, and an Eric Ciccone. I think 4 players to really keep your eye on this map. But actually, a funny thing, before we even pulled this, I saw Kingling RS this in a scores channel, and he got like 1.8k combo, so he's also a player who's going to be very capable on this map.
I think we're seeing a Koro coming into easy DT this, by the way. I think that's what we're seeing with this MP Mods DT free mod from the referee. And yeah, there's a Koro. Surely he goes DT easy here for Team Blue.
One of the strongest Easy DT players in the game, might I add. If you go to his YouTube channel, he's just got some crazy Easy DT scores on a lot of maps that I think a lot of people don't really know. So if you want to see some very high-level Easy DT gameplay, you can go check out his YouTube channel. But we're going to probably see some of that during this map.
All right, 10.3 for all but Ikoro, where instead it is, I don't know, what's AR 4.5 with double time?
Somewhere in the 6 range, I think.
Yeah, probably somewhere in the 6 range. I'll go ahead and find the number here, because we do have a little bit of time in the intro. There's not much going on here at the start of the map.
Yeah, about 500 free combo, where hoping to not see a break somewhere in this lobby. That would be really sad. But yeah, some history on the pooling for this map. We originally put this in Grand Finals, but after seeing how strong people were just playing DT in general this tournament, we decided we had to bring it down to Finals. Also because our Grand Finals DT1 was actually originally in Finals, and it was one of the hardest maps in that pool, so just did a quick old switcheroo on these two, and now Puppet in the Dark is in Finals. And I think the atmosphere of this map really would have suited it for Grand Finals, but the raw difficulty being more suited for the Finals range, I think it does fit better here. Okay, now the map really begins a little bit. Some fast jumps.
Apparently it's AR 7.4? Yeah, apparently it's AR 7.4. So, yeah, fun fact, I suppose, there. And yeah, AR 7.4, 255 BPM is a little bit rough, I gotta say. Quite the difficult combination for even seasoned reading players, that's for sure. Free's still holding a pretty good combo right now for Team Red, but it's Kingling Ciccone with 2 high combos for Team Blue. Gonna bring the score over to their side a little bit, even with the easy multiplier for Ikoro.
And yeah, on the DT mod multiplier, that score is going to scale very quickly, 1.12. It goes up a lot quicker than you realize. And yeah, that score lead already flickering, even with the Ikoro half score. Sigi gonna be finding that drop, but here comes the biggest jumps in the map. So gonna see who finds the break, and it's Freeze to drop for Team Red. So now the big combos on all of the players on All Stars Blue just gonna very quickly take over this map, and they are already 120k in the lead.
Kingling and Ciccone both making it through that section, actually hitting the stream at the end. I mean, what do you do here, right? Like we were talking about, okay, you can have the consistency to hit the easier sections. If you don't have the skill cap to hit the hard parts in the ki times, then you're not going to be rewarded with that 1k plus combo. You're going to be stuck around that 400k mark, and both of them already passed that mark in this map now, hitting that full section. And then Eric not too far behind either. He's on near 900 combo now. It's just Sigi with 400 combo for Team Red, and this looks all but over already. 500,000 score lead. The 1.2 multiplier on score V2 with Double Time doing a lot of work here, bringing these scores up. As Kingling and Ciccone continue to combo right now. Neneric as well, holding strong. There goes Sigi, and I fear this match is over, Miles. 3 points in a row is already a substantial comeback for Team Red. But even with those drops for Kingling and Ciccone, mix the two names there on accident. Even with those drops for them and Neneric, it's not going to be enough. There's just no combo on the side of Team Red. Only Freeze with a little bit of combo for the red team, and he drops as well. That's going to be GG. We're going to see Team Blue taking it 7-3.
Good scores coming out from all the members of All Stars Blue, honestly. If you take into account Ikoro's ZZDT, I could say that's a very good score. Yeah, Kingling 750k and climbing. Ciccone almost 900k going into the ending, and that is going to be a very definitive victory on the last pick of All Stars Blue. But I believe we are going to be seeing a TB show match between these teams as well. Make sure this TB gets played.
And that's it for the true part of the show match. 854k in the lead for Team Blue. Really, really solid overall team score for them. And you see instantly the swap out for Kirochi on the side of Team Blue for the tiebreaker show match. We will see it played once at least this weekend here in the show match. Got to make sure those tiebreakers get played at some point during the weekend, even if they don't happen to get played in the real matches. Chiho Kurohebi by Rivo, mapped by Basby. But in the meantime, we'll congratulate Team Blue. Congrats on winning the show match. Their prize is honor and glory here in the finals weekend of the US World Cup.
Their prize is the Junihun recap when they can see that they are indeed the winners of the show match, and a pat on the back from us. So good job. Yeah, now the TB. This map is not a lot of people know this map. I'm not sure how many plays it has. I don't think much more than 1,000 submitted plays, but I think this song is a final boss theme from a JRPG called Bravely Default. And a lot of people were hyping up some of the older tiebreakers like Azure Arbitrator because of how atmospheric the song was. And I think this type of song this song in particular is very similar to that. I think it's just very hype naturally.
I mean, it's literally final boss music, right? Like, I feel like a lot of tiebreaker songs want to be that sort of final boss track in a rhythm game. And this is literally a final boss track from a different game. So, if anything, this has all the right to be kind of that atmospheric, intimidating presence that a tiebreaker at this level should be. And this map itself is very intimidating as well. You've got some really, really tricky aim control all throughout the map. You've got a really difficult aim sections, very difficult high spacing stream sections. I think the one thing this map doesn't really do is the speed, and to some extent tech, although there are some tricky sliders in this map as well.
But above all, it is definitely a well-rounded tiebreaker. Other than the speed and the tech, as you said, it does really check out every single one of your skill sets. Lots of difficult aim, lots of difficult aim control, some space streams as well, some slider aim as well. So, team's going to be putting in, I think, their non-speed rosters for this. You see Lucrece, Scylla, Mustache, and Tiki. Wait, are they trading?
They are swapping teams?
They're swapping players. Mustache on red team?
Mustache on red team. Faker camping on blue team. Maybe a little bit of tomfoolery on the side of the players here, but you know what? Sure, we ball, I suppose. We're gonna roll with it. Mustache is now on the red team, and Camping now on the blue team, joining Kingling, Kirochi, and Ciccone for the blue team during this one. Mustache joining Lucrece, Scylla, and Sigi for the tiebreaker.
And is four-way hard rock.
And that's four-way hard rock. Yeah. I didn't notice that. Huh. Well,
Yeah.
We ball.
Yeah, we do ball. There are currently 3 Hard Rock only passes and not a single hidden Hard Rock pass. So let's see how these players can manage on this with Hard Rock, because this map is definitely well over 8.5 stars with Hard Rock, so it's gonna be a rough time. But first we have to wait for this client to stop having a rough time.
There we go.
Yeah.
And this map is in fact 8.42 stars with Hard Rock. 927 PP for SS with Hard Rock. Yeah, a little hard. It's only 708 PP for a Nomad SS, to put that in perspective. The only modded full combo, actually it's not even, there are 0 full combos on this map. There are just 0 full combos on this map. Max combo is over 3,000 on this, by the way.
I could have sworn Malashevsky had an FC on this.
He has a slider break hidden play. Max combo is 3058. His combo is 2591. So unless within 1800s he somehow drops 500 slider ends, I don't see that being a full combo. So yeah, 0 full combos on the map whatsoever. Although you do have Malashevsky #1 on the leaderboard, Kriller #2 with a Nomad slider break play, Nomad S rank. I feel like you can pretty easily see why there's no full combos on this map, right? This is A, not a farm map, so not a lot of people are going to grind this sort of thing out for a full combo, and B, the patterning is just really, really hard.
But what's stopping Lucrece from getting the first FC right now? Already at 700 combo and climbing. He is still on that FC run through the first quarter, but he's got some very difficult patterns to go. I think one of the daunting things about this map is not necessarily any specific patterns, it's just the constant strain. This map really never lets up. And there's a lot of stuff that you can just break on. I don't really know how to say it. There's not that like specific jump pattern or like a specific stream. It's just all difficult. And there he goes.
I guess that triple's going to stop him from getting first Nomad full combo right here, right now. Not able to hold through that pattern, but did secure a pretty big score lead for the red team in the meantime. I think a lot of that is due to the quadruple Hard Rock for Team Blue, and I think we're best off comparing within Team Blue for those Hard Rock scores, right? Because Nomad and Hard Rock on this are 2 very different beasts, and Hard Rock is clearly the more ferocious beast for this map, that's for sure. 150k on the Hard Rock for Ciccone, though, putting up a really respectable score here with the Hard Rock, even in comparison to a lot of these Nomad plays. You know, the bottom end of the Nomads is around 150k as well.
But this is where the song starts to change up a bit. Some of the sliders start getting faster. You have some 1/3 patterns coming up, and could expect to see some breaks on that. Here it comes. Oh, it's a 3-way reset for Team All-Stars Red on that 1/3 pattern. Now actually a combo lead for the Hard Rocks. If it is tangible at all, it's only Ciccone at 180 combo. No one else in the lobby having a good time at all.
He breaks as well. Skilla finding the drop. Sigi with 150 combo is the max in the lobby. Nobody is above 100 combo on this slider right now. Like, I don't know, man. This map's pretty hard. For as hard as the rest of the pool is, this tiebreaker is still extremely difficult and might still be harder even than some other maps like the Hard Rock 3, for example, or the Nomad 2 that we've seen and kind of characterized as being some of those most difficult maps in the pool right now.
I think during the pooling phase for this, I was actually a little bit difficult for this, or I was a little bit difficult. I was a little bit concerned for this tiebreaker's difficulty, but I think this tiebreaker is like one of the rare practice tiebreakers where I think you really benefit from getting practice out of this tiebreaker. It's not one where you can come in and sight read and get a decent score, really, because a lot of the sliders on this have to take a lot of knowledge, I think, to be able to hit properly. Like the repeat sliders, knowing how to hit those takes a few tries.
See if anyone can get a big combo together once again here in the back half of the map. I have a sinking feeling that it's not going to be anyone on Team Blue with the 4-way Hard Rock, for example. But we do see some combo on Mustache, Skilla, and Sigi for now. All of those members of Team Red above that 200k mark with the Nomad, as the client once again struggling to sync up here with all of the players. There we go. A little bit of interesting cursor movement there from Sigi on the part of the client, I think. And I think it's Sigi's connection that is making the client have this trouble right now. So we'll see if Sigi joins the land of the living once again. In the meantime, I don't think the team is going to struggle all too much without him, given the overwhelming mod advantage they have at the moment.
Yeah, no mod advantage over Hard Rock. I think that exists on this map.
Yeah.
And
like I said earlier, Nomad and Hard Rock are two different beasts, but Hard Rock is way more ferocious. 89 accuracy for Kingling, 90 ac for Kurochi, 230k, the best score on their side for Team Blue.
Sigi playing at a different time, our client desynced. But still, it's going to be a comfortable win for All-Stars Red on this map, just due to the nature of the other team being full Hard Rock. But still, very decent score from Ciccone on this. 240k on Hard Rock is nothing to scoff at. He's currently beating Sigi's Nomad, although he is about 20 seconds behind.
Yeah, I think if we let Sigi catch up, he will probably end up ahead of Ciccone by the end of the map on that Nomad. And the rest of the team, of course, 250k plus right now. 277k from Mustache, the highest score in the lobby at the moment. Just goes to show how difficult the map is, right? There's a lot of difficulty baked into these reverse sliders that you need to aim. You cannot just stay in the same spot right on the slider head or right in the middle of the slider for those. You have to aim them. And there's basically the ending slider, I think, for this map. That is going to be it. 280k plus for Mustache on the Nomad as we wait for Sigi to join us here at the end of the map. Very, very solid scores from the Crease and Skilla as well at that 270k mark. And Sigi going to be dropping the 230k. I forgot there were patterns after the spinner. Wonder if anyone else forgot that.
Yeah, it's kind of a jump scare if you aren't ready for it. Just another reason to practice this tiebreaker, but I think all it really is a jump scare. Pattern's not too hard. But yeah, that's going to do it for our show match now. Once again, going to be All-Stars Blue winning this one 7-3. The nice little tiebreaker show match going on afterwards just to make sure it's played this weekend. But it still does have a chance to be played because there is still one match left in this weekend, Dio.
There is, and that match is a storied one. It is one for the history books. Germany versus United States in the losers bracket. How many years in a row has it been that we get Germany versus United States? I know since 2020 it has happened every year. So this is at least the fourth year in a row that we are getting Germany versus United States in the US World Cup in the later stages of the tournament. This might be the first time, though, that this is happening in the fourth place decider. Winners bracket finals was Korea versus Australia. So loser of Germany versus United States will drop out of the OS World Cup in fourth place, and the winner will secure a spot on the podium and a badge on their profiles as part of the top three cabal in this OS World Cup.
Yeah, this match historically one that you would see in grand finals or in winners finals even, as you said. But yeah, fourth place match for these two teams. And as you can see on the schedule, that is going to be roughly 2 hours from now at 18:30 UTC. So make sure to stick around for that one. Get that one all marked up on your calendars because that is going to be a banger. But until then, I've been Miles, joined with Dio. And thank you all for watching the show match.
Yeah, we do have one more little bit of housekeeping here with South Korea in the winners finals. There is one thing you can do to show your support from home, and that would be banners. You can go ahead and check out the OS store. There are World Cup banners still available for purchase at the moment. They are on reduced price this year, as you can buy as many of them as you want. In fact, you can support all 4 remaining teams in the tournament if you want, in order to get the winning team's banner on your profile guaranteed 100% of the time. And the winning team's banner, if you do happen to have it on your profile, will stay there until next year's World Cup or until you buy a different banner for a different modes World Cup, like the Mania World Cup, Catch World Cup, Taiko World Cup. So go ahead and check those out in the OS store. Thank you for all your support. Thank you, Miles, once again for casting. Thanks to our referee and operator behind the scenes. We'll be back in about 2 hours and 15 minutes for one of the matchups of all time in the OS World Cup. Oh, and by the way, before I finish, one other little bit of housekeeping. Right after the Germany versus United States match, we will also have the Grand Finals Map Pool Showcase. That one is always special. You're going to want to stick around for that after the match, and that'll happen about 5 to 10 minutes after Germany versus United States ends. So make sure you are around for the Grand Finals Showcase. You won't want to miss it. We'll see you in about 2 hours and 15 minutes. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you then.